Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my wellness journey. Today is January 17th, and did you know that it is National Ditch New Year's Eve Resolution Day? Stay tuned. So what better way than to check in on this day to see where we are? This would be a great time to kind of embrace our journey. Do an assessment to see if we're on track, if we're off track. If we're off track, what can we do to make a little tweak, and just go from there. So I will check in. I am actually doing very well, and it just goes to show that when I'm intentional, I don't have a problem. I did hit an obstacle on Saturday where I've been working out every day except one. From January 1st, and I think January 8th I didn't work out, and then January 15th I had intention to work out, but then my bike broke. And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of threw me for a loop, because in my mind I was just so prepared. I had this foolproof plan and nothing was gonna stop me. Well, the bike broke beyond repair, and I was just like, oh, what am I gonna do? And you would think that you could just walk or run outside, and no, it was like negative degrees over the weekend, and I couldn't even breathe, barely made it to the store. So I had to rethink a plan to move forward. So I reached out to a few people, let them know my bike was broken, and ta-da, someone had a bike that they were not using. So I will be picking up, actually, I think it's the same bike that I have. I will be picking that up later today, so I will be back on track soon. However, I did start brainstorming different options for myself, just in case if I really didn't think a bike would come up, 2 days into not having a bike. So I just started brainstorming different ways to not lose the momentum that I have. And it also made me start thinking back to 2021 and what was going on when I kind of fell off track. And something similar kind of happened. It's like, I think I'm so prepared, and then something happens beyond my control, and it might not be a quick fix or a quick solution. And sometimes I feel like we just tap out like, oh, well, I tried and whatever. I decided, oh no, we're not doing that approach this year. We are going to be mindful. We're going to figure this thing out. And matter of fact, Sunday, I woke up at like 2 a.m. looking at the bike. And not just like looking at the bike, but just looking like, listen, you got to figure something out, because you cannot afford to sit here. You can't afford to lay here. You can't afford not to be doing what you've been doing, because I have made so many healthy strides to get to this point. So I just wanted to check in and just make sure that you guys are doing well. And if you hit a couple of obstacles, it's fine, but don't just tap out. It's only the 17th of January. We still have a whole year in front of us, and we could still be successful. The first 90 days, treat it as probation. Like, this is when you'll learn yourself, what's working, what's not working, and don't be afraid to let go of the original plan if you have to. However, if your plan is working, make yourself stick to the plan. And if you have not started, I hate to say it this way, but it's because you're not making yourself start. And I'm talking to you from experience. I have not always been so energetic and so ready to go and ready to work out and ready to eat well and all that. I have not always been like that. However, when I look back over my life to back when I was 267 pounds, I had no energy. However, I had to just decide, it's almost like you gotta treat yourself like a kid, because if your kid had the struggles that you are facing right now, and the doctor said this is what is necessary, like he or she needs to eat this type of diet, he or she needs to do this type of activity, he or she needs to be active X amount of hours per week, you're gonna make sure it's done. But why aren't we making sure that it's done for ourselves? So literally, you gotta treat yourself like a kid sometimes And it's not about what you want to do, it's about what you need to do, and more importantly, what you have to do. We have to treat our health and our wellness kind of like treat it like a paycheck, you know? Like when we go to work, we already know if we show up to work X amount of minutes late, we already know our pay is going to be docked, or we need to stay a couple minutes later to make sure we're getting that 8-hour shift or 12-hour shift, or you know, however many hours your shift was supposed to be. We do whatever we got to do not to be shortchanged at work. We got to start giving our health, our wellness, and our bodies that same type of energy, same type of attention. So, little do you know, eating better, drinking your water, being active in any sort of way. I know we all have different mobility levels, but once we have to figure out, like, what is the minimum wage of activity for us? What is the minimum wage for eating habits? And you got to at least show up with that, because if you come in with less than minimum wage behavior, you can't expect results. So also, when you go to your boss or your manager or whoever you report to, and you say, I think I deserve a raise, they're going to look at you like, well, first of all, you come to work late. You don't get everything done, you know, according to the schedule that we have placed. You know, you're not living up to your job description. So how can you ask for a raise? And it's similar to, if we think about it, our days are numbered. Very rare does somebody know that they are at the end of the road. So how can we? No, we can't. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm gonna be here till this date of 3012. No, but each day, what we do and do not do weighs heavily on how long we will be here in the right mind, with the right mobility, all of that. All of that stuff is important. And I feel like some of us don't understand that what we do today, yeah, we feel good today. Like we always feel good after a workout. You feel good after a walk or whatever, because it's like juices are flowing and you're like, ooh, that feels good. We get that little, that quick, you know, feel good, but it's really about paving the way for later. Look at a lot of people who are retiring. Some people, they don't have enough money to retire. Some people don't have the mobility to retire. You know, like, what are you trying to look like in 10, 20, 30 years? And I'm not talking about, you know, what kind of curves and side. No, like activity level. That's something to think about, activity level. Because when you sit down with a retirement planner, the first thing they say is, what kind of lifestyle are you trying to live, so that we can figure out what portfolio will work best for you. Well, physically, and actually, no, your whole wellness wise, we need to start thinking like, what kind of life do I want to live in 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years, however long you anticipate being around. And that's another thing. Some people don't even anticipate making it past 60. Well, you know, that's on you, but I just want to be here, and not only just be here, I want to be alive, living, feeling good, looking good. I don't want to have any limitations. And the way to help me achieve that is to take the steps that I'm taking now. So I just wanted to check in. I hope that we are not ditching our New Year's resolution. And there's still time to make some changes and get on board. So until next time, let's continue to get well together.